My name's David. I'm one of the gardeners here at the Jacksonville Zoo Gardens. I'm also a member of Florida Nursery Growers and Landscape Association and a member of the Association of Zoological Horticulture. Orchids are not as hard as people think they are. They just overthink them typically. If you live in Florida, growing orchids outside is incredibly easy. You just put them outside and don't do too much to them. Give them a little bit of light fertilizer occasionally, but you don't water them to death like people think you do. Orchids on the inside of your house don't do well simply because it's the wrong environment for them. It's too dry in there, there's not enough humidity for them, and they love the moisture. So I would recommend growing your orchids outside, and once they start blooming, bring them back inside. Enjoy the blooms until those fade and then take them back out. There was mention of organically fertilizing your orchids, and I would just check with your local independent nursery or garden center to find out the best organic fertilizer for your orchid and only use half the strength. The best way to get rid of those invasive nandinas is to dig them up. And then you're going to want to look around the plant and find all the little seedlings from that parent plant that came up, or it's just going to keep popping up in your yard. If you like nandina, or heavenly bamboo as some people call it, there are new varieties on the market that are sterile and won't invade your yard. One such is a type called Nandina Firepower that we grow here at the zoo, and it's not going to invade your yard. The zoo does have an annual plant sale once a year during our Earth Day celebration here at the zoo. We typically stage that at Main Camp by the gift shop so that you can get your plants on the way out. You don't have to carry them around the zoo all day. So yes, once a year in April around Earth Day, you can come and check out our availability of plants for sale. There are safe pesticides that you can use for your vegetable gardening. I would check with your local independent nursery. They have a large selection of insecticidal soaps and horticultural oils. But however, I do not recommend putting any of this on your vegetable plants because you're going to be eating those. Naturally, you have predatory insects that will come and take care of your plant pest if you can stand putting up with a little bit of damage at the front end. Another way of controlling your garden pest is just to visit your garden every day, take a look at your plants, and if you see pests on them, just physically take them off and get rid of them. But yes, there are pesticides out there you can use. I don't recommend it though, since you're going to be eating that food. There are a number of garden clubs and garden circles here in the Jacksonville area. I would ask that you go onto gardenclubofjacksonville.org and you can find a list of clubs and garden circles there. Pencil cactuses are a relatively easy plant to grow, especially here in Florida. They don't like cold temperatures though, so anytime the temperature drops below 40 degrees, you're going to want to protect that plant by bringing it inside or covering it up with something. In order to make your plant sturdier as it gets taller, you're going to have to cut the top out of it from time to time just to strengthen that trunk and make it a little fatter so that it'll be sturdier. There are no hostas that are okay for Florida. It is simply too hot here. They don't grow or even thrive at all below zone 8, which ends in Georgia. There are some alternatives to growing hosta here in Florida, which is peacock gingers and a plant called farfugium, which looks similar to hostas and give you that nice bloom that looks very similar as well to hosta blooms. We at the zoo get our plants typically from wholesale nurseries south of us in Florida, so that would not help you with your bamboo order. However, if you'd like to check with your local independent nursery or garden center, they have varieties of bamboos now available, and if they don't have what you like, just ask them if they can order it for you and they will. Also, there is Kanapaha Botanical Gardens in Gainesville, Florida, which grows a large variety and selection of bamboos, and they actually dig them up to order once a year for anyone who wants them.